Hello, I'm Mariam Jai and you're watching Buckingham News live at 5. Our top stories. Local quiz masters were featured on national TV this week. Drones, fun toys or cause for concern. Privately owned drones are landing in Buckingham. Candidates for county elections were gathered in the Radcliffe Centre to answer questions from the community. The upcoming county council elections are to be held on the 4th of May. The campaign led the candidates to Buckingham last Thursday, where the Buckingham Society hosted the Buckingham County Council election hustings. Nani Kuswayo has more.
The candidates sat at a table to discuss various issues brought up by community members. They were also given the opportunity to introduce themselves and state their manifestos ahead of the elections.
I think that we are all better when we work together.
What I stand for is actually good debate. I'm going to stand for all good decisions.
If we can bring work closer together to where people live, that's going to help.
My pledges for the next 4 years will definitely include how we get our transport services better, making sure we deal with our education issues, and really working and listening to the people of Buckingham and getting the right answers.
The pothole issue is a massive issue. It's a very prominent example of where the environment confluences with our road transport.
Well, the major concerns I have for Buckingham is the single neglect it always had historically from the south, the north and whatever. Buckingham is a very precious place. It's got wonderful people in it.
I would like to see more local business spring up and provide more local employment.
Standing independently means I can truly represent the personal choices that the people, want to have us represent.
Candidates varied in experience and age, with the youngest member, Elliot Settle, being 18 years old. Community members who were in attendance were given an opportunity to voice their concerns for the county, as well as challenge the various candidates.
I'm particularly interested in how the community cohesion is going to look over the next few years.
I want to see better service in every respect for the whole of the north of Buckinghamshire.
We haven't got the necessary infrastructure in place, like doctor surgeries and that sort of thing.
Members of Buckingham community brought up various issues such as transport, parking, waste management and road maintenance, just to name a few. The elections will be held on the 4th of May at the Buckingham Community Centre. This is Nandi Kuswayo for Buckingham News.
Roger Perkins, Senior Lecturer of Journalism at the University of Buckingham, hit national TV screens on Thursday as he led a team of homegrown quiz masters against the Eggheads. Kezia Fentiman has the story.
Eggheads is a popular British quiz show with viewing figures of around 2 million, but its popularity was brought home last week when Buckingham locals became Egghead challengers.
The team, called Knights Templemen, dedicated their performance to Keith Templeman, the late landlord of the Mitre pub and a keen quizzer himself. The pub aired the episode live on Thursday evening.
Each episode sees a team of new contestants challenging the Eggheads to 5 rounds of category and general knowledge questions, which add to the prize money. It was a close game throughout the show, but Knights Templemen managed to pull through and take home the cash prize.
The whole experience was, these people were professionals, they knew what they were doing, and it was a very, very fun day. Okay, we won, but if we'd have lost, I would have still come away happy. It was great fun.
Keith, for ages, was saying, come on, we really need to get on Eggheads. So when we finally do, yes, I think he's looking down on us saying, go on, get in there.
Knights Templemen say that a portion of the prize money will be shared amongst various charities, which just adds to the enthusiasm of locals being on television. This is Kezia Fentiman for Buckingham News.
High heels can be worn for many reasons, for fashion, vanity, or as part of a uniform. Workplaces in the UK can force women to wear high heels, which has led to widespread calls of discrimination. Toby Edmondry has more.
The first joint report of high heels and workplace dress codes between the years 2016 and 2017, which comes from parliamentary committees for petitions and for women and equalities, said that the Equality Act should ban discriminatory dress rules at work, but in practice, the law is not applied to workers of either gender.
What some women refer to as a stab in the back of employers being legally permitted to enforce heels as a part of a dress code has been a hot button topic ever since pictures of bleeding feet surfaced on the internet last year.
Normally for everyone, waiters and waitresses, we have a uniform, so it's basically a black t-shirt with a logo like says White Hardy here. So they have to wear all of that shirt all the time. And then of trousers, it has to be black trousers and black shoes.
There have been many calls to ban dress codes which force women to wear high heels in result of the inquiry, which was launched due to a petition started by Nicola Thorpe, who was sent home without pay from a top London financial company for refusing to wear high heels to the office.
Generally, either a dress, skirt and blouse. Winter, more slacks, smarts, trousers, but no jeans.
High heels are a fashion accessory, but is it right to make them obligatory in the workplace? Who knows what will happen in the future? At least in Buckingham, there seems to be some room for self-expression. This is Toby Kwaje reporting for Buckingham News.
Healthcare is moving out of offices and onto our phones as health apps are becoming increasingly popular. However, the legitimacy of the advice these apps provide have physicians in doubt, as many of these apps have not been tested by professionals. Anna Dannison has the story.
Many apps and activity trackers are designed to help users with their illnesses. For example, wearable sensors can monitor patients with chronic diseases. However, quite often these apps are unapproved by doctors, and now the legitimacy of these health apps are under question.
The main problems that physicians experience is having difficulty putting the app's results into practice. This is because the apps are not specifically designed for the computers and methods that physicians use.
I think that would be very logical, yeah. Most websites that we use are advised by clinicians, so I think apps should go through that same process.
Another issue is that the tech industry that develops these apps can be quite disconnected from the health profession. Since health apps are relatively new to the medical sector, physicians are not always involved in the development of these digital tools. Experts say that clinical guidelines are needed to create a better connection between the tech industry and the medical sector, and also to make the health apps more usable in the future. This is Anna Dennison for Buckingham News.
In other news, the Old Jail is now an Arts Council of England accredited museum, placing the heart of our town in the same category as the British Museum and the National Gallery. The historic building was opened to the public in 1993 and has since continued to grow in popularity.
It shows the previous importance of the town in its history. Go back to 250 years ago.
The National Union of Students recently held their 2017 conference. At the conference, a number of points were discussed, including feminine hygiene products. The NUS branded female sanitary wear classes and proposed that students across the UK should be offered free tampons. The president of University of Buckingham Student Union was in attendance.
If you think about people that can't afford sanitary pads or tampons because of their financial states, it'll benefit them. I felt like if condoms are free and condoms are usually for guys, then why can't tampons be free?
Drones have moved from the battlefield and into our communities with the rising popularity of domestic drones. Unclear legislation and the invasive nature of these camera-mounted electronics have caused complaints amongst locals. Matt Powell has the story.
Drones. For some, they are loud and unnecessary. For others, they can be hours of harmless fun. But people have expressed concerns about the cameras on them, as some say they breach personal privacy. Are drones really just toys, or are they something more? Several people in Buckingham have been complaining about the use of drones recently, with reports that they have been scaring some of the local pets by flying too close to houses.
Basically, obviously, nobody wants the drone to fly over the house or over anybody's garden here and there. It's not right.
People's privacy needs to be protected.
But, you know, drones are always going to invade your privacy,
because that's the nature of the actual product itself, especially when fitted with camera.
I think they should have facilities where they can go and fly them, but to actually, I mean, it's like spying on people, isn't it?
The people of Buckingham seem rather split on this issue, but regardless of their opinions, one thing is clear: drones are here to stay. Matt Powell, Buckingham News.
Dr. Stephen Balson visited the University of Buckingham's Medical School last Wednesday to give students his take on modern medical ethics, safety, and the Bristol pediatric cardiac surgery scandal. Nolly Liswanisan has the story.
Professor Stephen Balson became known in the medical community due to his role in the Bristol pediatric cardiac surgery scandal, in which he was displeased with the neglect and death rate of patients. The anaesthetist gave a talk on modern medical ethics, particularly on the impact on quality and safety. During his talk, Professor Balson covered medical ethics over the past 200 years and how they are being applied today. His biggest concern is healthcare safety, with medical errors alone being one of the highest causes of death globally.
I think that's an important part of what happened in Bristol, was that senior doctors didn't want to examine the uncomfortable truth that they were not performing as well as they should have done, and I think that's a very serious issue.
Professor Balson highlighted that in order to improve, doctors need to be 100% honest with patients from the beginning, as it reduces deaths and costs to both the patients and the hospitals. Also, student doctors should be able to keep a performance chart to monitor their progress. From this talk, students were able to learn that no matter how much experience a doctor may have, patient safety always comes first, and do what you can to save a life. This is Nolly Liswaniso for Buckingham News.
And now over to sport with Matt Harris.
Thank you, Mariam. Last Friday, students had the opportunity to travel to Woburn Safari Park to visit Go Ape and experience outdoor adventure activities as part of Try a New Sport Week. We strapped a GoPro on one of the students to experience it for ourselves. The University of Buckingham Sports Union presented a Try a Sport Week from the 24th to 28th of April. Try a Sports Week introduced many different activities and encourages students to try new things. Isabella Devine has the story.
Rugby is a great sport to try if you haven't already played it. Rugby encourages teamwork and motivates their players to succeed through hard work and discipline.
We'll take the good things from this week and try and improve on them as we move forward. I won't know if it's been successful till we get all the data back from the various clubs.
A lot of potential for the club, and yeah, we're still young, still growing. We've only been around for a few years, so yeah, and everyone's welcome, so if you want to come down, come down.
Another great sport Buckingham has to offer during Try a Sport Week is Ultimate Frisbee, which is a fun, unique and active sport.
A few people down here today who we haven't seen before come and try out Ultimate Frisbee, but throughout the week we've had 10 different sports which people have been able to engage with and come and play and learn new skills.
These are just two of many activities scheduled this week. Students are encouraged to take advantage of Try a Sports Week to explore different athletic options the university has to offer. This is Isabella Devine reporting for Buckingham News.
And now back to the studio.
This week we asked Grumpy Neil to make one of his toughest dishes yet, pretzels. Grumpy took on this challenge in celebration of National Pretzel Day, which took place on the 26th of April.
Children were rewarded in early Italy by getting pretzels for learning prayers, so I channeled my inner monk and returned to my favourite place, the kitchen. To make this high street sensation, you will need 250 grams of flour, 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 120 millilitres of milk, a pinch of salt, 1 beaten egg and a cinnamon to taste. The first step is to put the flour in a bowl and add the butter. Add sugar, baking powder and salt and mix together well. Slowly add the milk until the mixture is wet. Divide the dough into smaller balls and roll out into a pretzel shape. At this point I realised the egg was meant to be brushed on top of the pretzels, not into the mixture, but it was too late to turn back.
Roll into a long rope. With the open end facing you, pull the two ends of the rope down.
Finally, bake them in a preheated oven of 200 degrees for 12 to 14 minutes. Despite the odds being against me, they actually turned out alright. This is Neil Fotheringham for Buckingham News.
30th of April marks National Hairstylist Appreciation Day. To mark the occasion, we followed Owen Hughes to the salon where he got a much-needed trim. Tamilore Tayo Oyetibo went along to see.
A hairstylist's job can go beyond just cutting hair. Often commended for their patience, listening ear, and confidence-boosting talents, hairstylists are now being celebrated on social media, with clients using the hashtag Hairstylist Appreciation Day to thank their stylists.
It's never the same every day you come in, so you get to meet quite different people, even make friends out with some new clients. That's nice. A lot of people come in and once they've had their hair done they always say, oh that's made me feel a lot better, picked me up.
According to research, women are willing to spend an average of £751 per year on their hair, while men spend an average of £364 per year.
I don't really spend much on my hair. I haven't had my hair cut for a long time actually, because you can probably tell it's just kind of grown out a little bit now. So it's quite exciting in a way, but I'm also a little bit nervous because I don't really know what I want yet. So it's good to actually come and see a hairstylist.
Whether you're popping in for a quick trim or a complete hair transformation, make sure you show appreciation on this day. This is Tamara Tayetibo for Buckingham News.
Creutzfeldt Jakob may not be something you are particularly familiar with, but without a cure at present and thus a mortality rate of 100%, perhaps you should. In this Buckingham News special report, we speak to Julie Robinson, wife of a Buckingham Fire Station firefighter and pillar of the local community, about the impact of her CJD diagnosis she had.
It stopped me doing things I like doing, like walking the dogs. I can't walk very far. And I can't go shopping and have a mooch around the shops. And I can't carry my granddaughters, can't pick them up. Yeah, it's frustrating because I used to do so much and now I just can't do it. I get frustrated. Yeah, although we knew something wasn't right because I was going through treatment for cancer, breast cancer at the time, and I put the way I was walking, the way I was feeling, I put that down to the treatment I was having. But when John and Jamie and Gemma noticed that something was wrong with my walking, I had to give in and make an appointment to go to London and get tested. And he said, yes, it started and you've got 12 months to 5 years to live. It was a bit of a shock. So when I got the all clear from the cancer, it was like an anticlimax. It didn't matter. It made no difference. It's really hard, but then I've got my grandchildren. I want to see my grandchildren go to school.
We just have little goals. We just have little goals at the minute, little targets to achieve.
We're going to Lapland at Christmas. As a family, we're all going to Lapland at Christmas. So that's something nice to aim for.
There for you all the time. Anything you want, she'll do for you, and you know, you've got a problem, you can talk it over with her, and it's just, we feel so helpless that we can't really, apart from trying to keep her positive, that we can do for her. Can't find a cure for it. So it's, you know, horrible.
She's just a person who would enter somebody's life and would have the most amazing impact on anybody's life. She's the most wonderful person you can ever meet. She's very kind, she's very caring. She's there for anybody. And she's just incredible.
And I think, you know, with the campaign that's going now, with the fundraising, it's fabulous because it may help her son, daughter, grandson, granddaughters if they have got it, and also other people. And you know, what cuts me up is the fact that it's not going to help Julie. So as a friend, I want to be there for her through thick and thin, through everything, and do as much as I can for her whilst I can.
My son Jamie, I was out training with him on Sunday morning, and it was a great feeling. The two of us working hard, paddling hard, and I thought, there I am, out with my boy, and we're doing it for a really, really good reason, for a good purpose. Yeah. So yeah, very, very proud of them both.
Me too. All that and more. They're my heroes. I mean, if I've had anywhere, they're everyone's heroes, but they are my heroes. They're just, what they've done is above and beyond. It's fantastic. Thank you just isn't enough. It's amazing. I owe them a lot. They're brilliant, brilliant lads.
Thank you for watching Buckingham News. We'll see you next week.